Today I'm reviewing the YJ Yushi, not Sushi 6x6, and the YJ Yufu, not Yufu 7x7. These are my first 6x6s and 7x7s, so please take this review with a massive grain of salt. And also, I'm doing the two cubes in the one review because these are really similar cubes and they can be in a review together. Alright, let's go on with it. Let's start off with the Yushi 6x6. So it's about 62 millimeters and weighs about 144 grams. Now, obviously I didn't have another 6x6, so I can't compare that to anything, but just holding it, it feels pretty normal for a 6x6, I guess. So turning this, we're just going to turn this on the outer layers, and as you can see, I'm not getting too many lockups. And this is a magnetic puzzle, so there are magnets that are keeping the inner layers together. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do stuff like this. Let me just show you this a little better. Here, I'm going to just hold the outside, and then I'm just going to turn this one layer. As you can see, I can turn it, and I'm not holding anything else. So I can even do stuff like this if I really wanted to. Obviously, if I do two layers, I'm going to have to hold the second layer. And it doesn't really work as well, but you wouldn't really need to hold just this. You can hold the third layer pretty easily and this will work. And obviously hold 3 layers and 3 layers, this will turn. So we'll take a look at corner cutting, but firstly I'm just going to combine like triple layer and single layer turning, and it's going pretty well. There are a few lockups, but that's because I've kept this pretty tight because I don't want this to pop, and I haven't really got any pops, so that is a good sign. And I think I can sacrifice a bit of the corner cutting for that. Speaking of corner cutting, after tightening it, it can corner cut a piece not so easily, but I don't think that's a huge problem as the cube is quite fast, and when a cube is fast, especially a big cube, then you don't have to put as much effort into it, so you can put more of your effort into turning accurately. I'm gonna do parity on this, and obviously a few lockups, but that's expected. Remember, this is a budget 6x6, it's only about, I think it's about 25 Australian, that would make it probably 16 American, I'm not sure. I'll put the extra price in the description. So it's going pretty well so far. I'll try PLO parity. This is where the corner cutting really has to shine, and because it needs to be fast as well, so I can do the slice mix, and it is pretty good. So just like the Yulong, which I guess these two cubes, and the Yufu, which I'll get to, are in the same series, it has these right here. They have these little ridges, as you can see here, and the Yulong, this it also has these ridges right there. I actually don't know what they're used for. Maybe it's like the GAN honeycomb design, where basically it's a friction reducing ridge, something like that. As you can see, the Yufu has this as well. Oh, not here. Yep, right here. So I think that's why they put it, but I don't know. Whatever it is, the cube still performs well, and I can just do these turns pretty well. The size is pretty alright. I can do the, I guess, pinch turn of the J turn like this. So it's alright for me. I don't think it's too big or too small. Obviously smaller would be ideal, but so far I don't think this is a bad size. And the weight, it feels pretty normal for a cube of this size. And obviously the Meilong 5M, which is just a cube just below the size, it's pretty light, so this is like an anomaly. But I think this is a pretty acceptable weight, and I could do a few solves on this, and my hands won't get tired. Maybe 1, 2, or 3 solves, because I've never really done more than 1, 2, or 3 solves on this in my life. Alright, let's move on to the Yufu 7x7. So this is pretty much the same cube as the Yushi, but with 1 extra layer. As you can see, it's quite a bit bigger actually. It comes in at a nice 69 millimeters, and it's about 210 grams. Obviously this does feel a bit heavier, but just holding it and just looking at it with 7 layers, it doesn't feel too heavy. So the turning's gonna be a bit better because this is an odd layer cube, and it's easier, and a cube will be better generally being an odd layer cube versus an even layer cube. So this does turn a little bit better. And with it being 69 millimeters, it means that, well, some of the layers are going to be less than a centimeter. So I think it's the middle 5. I think the outside, because I think this is the only way you can really make a 7x7, to make the outside just a little bit thicker than the inside. So this means that the outsides are really easy to grip. And the turning the second layer, I can still pretty much do it. I've just gotten used to it. You have to turn a little bit slower because obviously the corner cutting isn't as good. And the third layer, I obviously have to slow down a little bit. Speaking of corner cutting, let's test it. So I tightened this quite a bit, and actually I forgot to mention with Yushi, I haven't really got any pops on this, so that's a good sign. And same here, I got a few pops, but that was when it was really loose, and this is like still kind of loose, but I still haven't really got a pop on this at this tension. So corner cutting, it can actually do a piece really well. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, you can actually do a little bit more, but I think this piece right here goes down, so yeah, that would stop there. And I guess doing 2 pieces, that does also work. If we're just doing 2 layers, if we just do this, I think this is pretty good corner cutting. And we'll just go here, this is pretty good corner cutting as well. I guess to show the corner cutting, I've got to do some turns. So here's some outer layer turning, second layer turning, got a little bit of a lockup, triple layer turning. We're just gonna mix some of the layers right now. Okay, double and triple layer tanks is something I don't usually do on this, so I think that's alright. I guess we'll try parity. Parity is alright. And we'll try the other parity, which is like this. This one's a little bit more awkward to do, especially because you have to put your hand all the way here. And we're just going to do the outer layers thing, so this does work. Obviously, this actually does kind of work sometimes, but it usually just turns to this as well. So we're going to have to do this. 3 layers, turns it, but if we go like this, 3 layers does work. And that's pretty much all you'll ever need to do, 4 layers. Now, I have tried the MGC versions of these at, say, competitions and stuff. And I would say that they're just a more premium version of these. So, and they are really good. So I reckon if you want a 6x6 7x7 and you want probably the best one, I think those will be the best ones. But if you just want something to start out, these are great budget magnetic options as well. So yeah, links in descriptions on where to buy these. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.